We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and so we chose to have a human experience. And if you wanted, you could be a spirit guide right now, or you could be in a different dimension where things are not physical, or you could live in some other reality where you don't feel emotions and you don't have an ego, but you chose to be here, to be on earth, and to be a human. It's easy when you get into spirituality and you start to learn about all of this stuff and you go through an ego death, and it feels so good to remember the truth of who you are and to not be weighed down by emotions and to not be controlled by your ego. But after that experience, you have to reintegrate the ego in a healthy way, because you're meant to have an ego, you're meant to have a human experience, you're meant to feel emotions and let yourself feel emotions and transmute them in a healthy way. And the point of an ego death is not to kill the ego forever. I was definitely guilty of spiritual bypassing in the beginning of my spiritual journey, which is basically when you use spiritual concepts to avoid reality and to avoid like feeling reality and working through wounds and facing emotions and working through emotions. And I definitely got to a place where I was just like, I don't care about anything, nothing matters, none of this is real, like I'm just a spiritual being. And I was just really detached from like other people's emotions, my own emotions, because I just saw like the true nature of everything. And I think this is a common experience that a lot of people go through after they have a spiritual awakening. But we're really meant to bring our ego back, but just have a better relationship where we're not getting triggered as easily. We understand that people are always projecting their emotions and their beliefs and their feelings onto you. So really the way that people react to you has nothing to do with you. But also there's so much wisdom in every interaction with people, because a lot of times people are a mirror, and the things that you see in them that you either judge about them or that you admire about them, all of those things are things that you have within you and that you either need to work through or you either need to bring out, or at least acknowledge it in some way and like integrate that part of yourself. But yeah, I think it's just important to remember you chose to be a human, you chose to be here on earth, you chose to have an ego, and you chose to have emotions. And the goal is not to escape any of that. Obviously, there are some people who are enlightened and that's their destiny in this lifetime, but the majority of us are not supposed to be achieving enlightenment where we don't care about anything and we don't feel negative emotions and we don't have an ego. The majority of us are here to integrate our egos in a healthy way so that we can enjoy life and we can help people and we can feel fulfilled and just enjoy all the pleasures of life and experience all the different emotions and all the different physical sensations. And just remember that you chose this and you wanted to experience all of those things. It can be tempting to be like, oh, I'm having uncomfortable emotions, I'm experiencing suffering, I'm experiencing pain. And to be like, oh, I'm just this spiritual being, none of this matters, and try to escape those emotions in some way like that. But really, spirituality is about feeling your emotions in a healthy way and letting them move through your body in a healthy way and expressing them somehow in a healthy way, and really allowing yourself to sit with emotions and feel these things and not distract yourself, and then to transmute them to a better emotion or to turn them into art, into tears, and release them in some way. But yeah, this is really what the new earth is about. It's about enjoying life, enjoying the physical things, enjoying having emotions and having a human body and having a human experience. But where we bring spirituality in is remembering that we are all powerful and that we're creating our reality and we can live any life we want and we can enjoy the human experience as much as we want. And it's all within our power to make anything we want happen. I still experience negative emotions, but there's just this underlying sense of peace and happiness and fulfillment and connection to God that is just always there throughout everything. And it's so much easier to deal with negative emotions, whereas I used to feel them so strongly and they were so intense and difficult to deal with. But now I just see it as like different things that I'm working through and different lessons, and it's kind of a cool experience. And I learn so much every time that I go through negative emotions. But yeah, the goal is really to balance spirituality and practicality and to reintegrate the ego in a way that's healthier. So not letting it control you in terms of letting your fears control you, recognizing that you are not your thoughts, you are not your beliefs, you are not this body, but you can change all of these things to be how you desire them to be. and you can change all of your thoughts and beliefs to be positive in order to create a really beautiful life for yourself that you get to just fully enjoy. So you don't want to get rid of the ego entirely and get rid of desire and get rid of attachment fully, but you want to release attachments and create healthier thoughts and healthier beliefs and healthier ways to cope with your emotions. And then remember the truth of who you are, that you have the power to create any life you want, and develop that strong connection with your higher self to guide you, and listen to your intuition and notice all these synchronicities in your life and notice the lessons that life is trying to teach you. But the reason that so many of us are going through an awakening right now and the new earth that we are bringing about, it's about enjoying the human experience and making it something that is enjoyable again, because so many people are suffering right now because they have all these fears and they don't believe that they could create a better life for themselves, and every decision they make is based out of fear, and people are just overwhelmed by so many negative experiences and negative emotions, and they forget the truth of who we are and the power that we actually have. But the point of your awakening is to become aware of all of these spiritual concepts so that you can create a life as a human on earth that you love, because your soul decided, I want to be a human and I want to enjoy life and I want to experience all these things. But it's so easy to get lost along the way because of the society that we've created, and that's why we really need to rebuild it, and we all need to actually follow our passions and our intuition and have that connection to our higher selves again. But it's totally okay to have an ego, it's okay to have desires, it's okay to have emotions. Please let yourself feel emotions. I definitely have periods where I am so connected to my higher self, I kind of have an ego death again, or like it's not as strong, but then you will always have moments where you come back down to reality, and you have to take the wisdom that you got from that experience and bring it into the physical world and create something from it. But yeah, I've been getting strong messages lately that we all really need to balance spirituality and practicality and feel grounded and safe in this world and in our bodies, and not just be fully consumed by spirituality to the point where we don't care about any of the physical things on earth. So I think that's a lesson that definitely the collective is going through right now, and maybe some people still need to hear it. It's really important to be grounded when you're also having an awakening. My first awakening, I was not grounded, and so I would basically have symptoms of bipolar disorder where I would oscillate between depression and then manic episodes. I believe that's kind of how you end up with like psychosis or schizophrenia, probably, is if your third eye is really open and you're not grounded and your root chakra is not balanced. So it's really important to feel safe in your body and feel like you belong on this world, and to have a connection to this world and have a connection to your human self. And remember that you chose this life, you chose to be here, and you chose to be a human living a physical life and not just be a spiritual being. But you really want to be able to take all these spiritual concepts and then apply them to your physical reality, and to learn how to work with this physical reality in order to make the things that you want happen. In the description, I'm going to put a free digital download on things you can do to heal your root chakra, how to tell if it's imbalanced, and affirmations to help your root chakra as well.